ahead, man. Let's go. You are now rocking with the. You are now you're rocking with the best. You are now rocking with the best.
Welcome to the podcast you never asked for, the 605 Show, with your hosts, Alana Snyder.
And Dan.
Are you taller? Do you have a bigger chair? Thank you.
Is that better?
I feel like you were looking down on me.
Thanks.
But what are you not?
No, yeah. It's Dan. It's Alana. The podcast you didn't ask for, but probably the one you deserve.
Yes.
So.
And if you're watching the video portion, we had a couple off episodes where we weren't matching, but I think we're vibing again.
We're back on track.
With our palettes.
Crazy how that happened with zero intel ahead of time.
Why do you keep saying that? Did you know what I was wearing today?
No.
Do you have I have so many questions. We'll talk about it later. Well, we are at Thinker Networks, here to bring you a little slice of 605 entertainment. And you can start by picking up an issue of 605 magazine right now. Currently, it's our September Home and Design issue. Get artsy fartsy as we explore places like Cavo Rose Brewhouse in Beersford, Shortgrass Resort in Spearfish, and Rayfeld's Modern Fine Art and Framing in Sioux Falls. Grab a copy today or read more at 605magazine.com.
One of my favorite times in the 605 is fall.
It is.
September,
the foliage.
October, November. It's beautiful. We
I
get
love
approximately
it.
48 to 72 hours of ideal foliage, but hey.
I know.
I'll take what we can get. You know what
It's
I
like the second you see it, you're like, that's cute. And then it just falls.
like, click. Oh.
Get it quick.
Dang it.
You have to
but
watch
we love it.
You have to like watch it on live, like the live photo because it falls.
Yeah, it's beautiful though.
But it's for that one moment. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, it is. We got a lot of cool stuff going
Especially
on,
in the Black Hills. That's when the leaves change. I know it's why a lot of people go out there right now. And also they go there for events.
Let's go.
Look at that transition.
What do we got going on?
Well, upcoming events, we have the 10th annual Taste of Sioux Falls, September 26th, Icon Event Hall, 5:30 p.m. in Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
The Taste of Sioux Falls. Indulge in the region's premier tasting event, an exclusive fundraiser for Sculpture Walk, Taste of Sioux Falls. The annual event holds the principle to be the highest quality, most professional, financially strong, these are some words, artist-friendly, year-round outdoor sculpture program. Sioux Falls' finest chefs and restaurants come together to present a culinary experience for more than 250 local foodies. More info, sculpturewalksiouxfalls.com.
Great read.
Damn.
Yeah, well done.
Financially strong.
Yep. Artist friendly.
Now I know my new tattoo. Put it across my back. Financially strong. You know, but we need that because we need Sculpture Walk.
We do need Sculpture Walk. It's kind of cool. Taste of Sioux Falls is a good time.
I have never been.
A couple of times, yeah.
Like, what are some highlights?
There's some really creative folks. Dan Myers, he's the exec chef, corporate chef, whatever you want to call it. I don't know their nomenclature, but the Ode Group, the guys that run Crawford's and a few other spots right there. So he used to run his own deli, like restaurant deli. He's been catering for a long time. Super talented, so he always brings the heat. So
is he connected to? Is it that burger place in Ferguson?
Wagyu? Yep, that's owned by the same people. Wagyu.
So do they make the breakfast food too?
Yes.
Freaking killer there.
It's amazing.
Like I had a breakfast sandwich there.
Ooh! You cannot like it. I get how it might not be your speed. You're wrong. But you get to not like it.
I definitely recommend it because I feel like some people might still not know that you can go to Ferguson for breakfast.
Go in the morning. Go in the AM, get a coffee. I'm actually drinking Ferguson coffee out of this non-Ferguson cup.
And depending on what time it is, I have been there in the morning and there is someone having a beer. So
oh yeah.
Do as you will. It's your pleasure.
Done it, but it is South Dakota after all. So
yeah, it's funny. I ran into someone I knew and they're like, "Hi." I'm like, "Hi." Cheers. Yeah. Cheers. Enjoy. Also, speaking of foliage in the Black Hills, the Buffalo Roundup and Arts Festivals, September 26th to the 28th, Custer State Park. Yep. It is glorious. Watch as a cloud of dust follows 1,300 bison herd to the prairie of Custer State Park at the 59th annual Buffalo Roundup. They're new buffalo, though, so don't think they're a crusty-ass buffalo.
They're bison.
Bison. Cowboys and cowgirls will drive the herd to the corrals as the crowd takes it in sight. Takes in the sight.
There we
Grab
go.
your lawn chairs, cameras, and binoculars. Arrive early to secure your spot for the spectacle. Do that seriously. I was in line to get into the roundup for 2.5 hours one year, and I left at 5 a.m. It is rough. During and after the roundup, browse the fine work of up to 150 vendors at the Buffalo Roundup Arts Festival. More info, gfp.sd.gov/buffalo-roundup.
Excellent.
It is glorious.
Should be a good time.
One thing that really confused me, though, is you get there. Like I said, it took me 2.5 hours to get into the roundup. Mm-hmm. So by the time you're there, you're ornery, like a bison yourself. And then you get there, bring cash because there's breakfast, but they only take cash. But it's pancakes.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of tall grass with maple ass syrup. It's a recipe for disaster.
What?
Because it gets messy.
Oh, yeah, it does.
You stick to the grass.
It sticks everywhere.
And you get crabbier. That's what I'm saying. That's just my feedback for the roundup. Other than that, one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. But it's fantastic. It's kind of funny because you get there, you wait so long to get there, and then the roundup's in like 6 minutes flat.
Yep. It's fast. It's not that many. Like, that's really, 1,300 bison's not, historically, it's not a very big head count for a herd.
Right. Like, I know it would be kind of cheesy, but I think they should have either like that one music, like when you start to see them come over the hill, where it's like, da, 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 da. Because all of a sudden you just see a dust of cloud dust, and you're like, oh no.
There is something uniquely emotionally stirring about seeing that happen.
It's crazy.
It's
like
cool.
watching The Lion King when the stampede happens. R.I.P. Mufasa.
It's better. It's better. It's hands down better.
Mufasa lives in this scenario.
Well, like,
I don't want to get into it.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to the 7th annual Wheel into Wall. September 28th and 29th in Wall. Bike the best of the Badlands during Wheel into Wall. All new casual and avid bike riders are invited to join and experience the views of Badlands National Park, starting with the opening of 4 gravel and pavement courses on Saturday and the Pedal Parade of Lights. The 2-day event continues on Sunday with a mass start with fellow cyclists. More info, wheelintowall.com.
You have about a week to get to these folks.
Wheel into Wall.
So if you're looking for something next weekend, and 10th Annual Taste of Sioux Falls is coming right up.
Yep.
Buffalo Roundup is coming right up. Wheel into Wall. If you were looking for a really intense 72 hours, you can hit all 3.
Yeah, just go balls to the wall.
You know what I mean?
Go for it.
Go for it. A lot of cool stuff going on.
I'm excited. The Wheel into Wall sounds really cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I've never heard of it before, and it sounds exciting to me. But you know who else is exciting?
Who else?
Tyler of Sioux Metro Growth Alliance. Get your booty over here.
Yeah. Tyler Tordsen. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
How's it going?
It's good. Well, better now.
Now that you can
now that
come
I'm
up to
here
the table?
with you guys, yeah.
Well, what's going on? I ran into you this week.
Yeah.
Was that a board meeting you were having, or what was that?
Yeah, so we're a monthly membership advisory board. We're partners of Southeast South Dakota Tourism as well. A lot of our member communities are too. So, yeah, we had some folks that were at that conference to help trying to drive out turnout for that conference, and then make them just come across the hall, join us for our monthly meeting. Worked out really well.
Boom.
And I got to see you.
I know, right? Yeah, I was going the wrong way. I thought I was walking the bathroom, and I was walking into the Game Fish and Park offices. I was like, "Oy."
Honest mistake.
So stupid.
Honest mistake.
But anyways, for those who do not know, give us a little elevator pitch of the Sioux Metro Growth Alliance.
Yeah, so Sioux Metro Growth Alliance, we've been around since April of 2021, but our roots go back 34 years now. We started as MAKITA. I'm going to break down some acronyms for you. Yeah, Minnehaha County Economic Development Association, started in 1991. Rural communities, which South Dakota wouldn't be South Dakota without our people and our places. Big and small towns came together and wanted to find a way to focus on economic development. So MAKITA was born in 1991, focused on the rural communities around Sioux Falls and making sure they're not left behind and being able to work together. LAKITA, I say Lincoln County got jealous. 1997, LAKITA was born. And so we had MAKITA, LAKITA, 2 separate boards, 2 separate associations, 1 executive director for 30 years. So like I said, in 2021, we merged to create the Sioux Metro Growth Alliance. I've been with the organization for a little over a year. We're a team of 5. We're now in 4 counties, Minnehaha, Lincoln, Turner, and McCook.
Very cool.
And then 16 member municipalities. So I tell people, if you drive or drew a 40-mile circle around Sioux Falls, odds are you'd be in one of our communities.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very, very cool.
Yeah. So what's going on? So when you talked the other day, like what's new with Sioux Metro? What's going on?
You know, there's no shortage of events and projects and things in our communities too. We focus on economic development, obviously, but that is multifaceted. That's housing developments, that's retaining businesses, mom and pop stores on Main Street in small towns, all the way to recruiting new industries that bring new jobs to our communities. And then quality of life amenities too, bike trails and parks and new ponds and child care centers and anything you can think of.
Yeah.
So we're always kind of working on that and trying to help get out the noise and help promote our communities and keep things going.
So talk about your bus rides, because we got to go on a bus ride.
That's right. Yeah,
It was so
I forgot.
fun. I loved it.
Yeah, so we do a lot of events year round too. So in addition to some of the work that we do behind the scenes, we put on different events to help facilitate connections. And so one of them that we've been doing for nearly a decade now is the Minnehaha County Bus Tour in May, which you guys were a part of. We get county commissioners. That's really the origin of it, is to get these county commissioners out of Sioux Falls and get them to visit and check out these towns. Take them to a dairy operation and help them realize we're still an egg state too. But we get people on a charter bus, not totally held hostage. We'll let them go if they need to, or if they need to peel off early, but spend a whole day driving around checking out the communities. So we started at the regional training center, the law enforcement training center in Sioux Falls. We went to...
That was super cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's massive.
It's crazy.
It's super impressive.
And like all the different training going on, and like the shooting range where like they could do the different like lights and stuff. Like they could do like fake cop lights or like sounds and turn off the lights if it's dark, or
the evac course they call it too. You can go tear around outside, which luckily we were all pretty well behaved, so we didn't have to do any of that.
Yeah, right. And then they even have that like fake town for like the firemen, or it's crazy.
Yeah. Then we went up to Del Rapids, went down to the quarry too, to like 300 and some feet deep underground. Like you don't think that you're that far, but to see all the stuff happening there and main streets.
It doesn't seem like it when
towns.
you're looking down.
Yeah.
When you're in it, you're like, oh.
Yeah. You're like, I'm down here.
Yeah, that's way different.
Yeah, you see the little dump truck way down there, and it's a lot bigger than you think.
That's very cool.
Yeah, so we do that, tour the communities and see all the happenings that's going on. We do Lincoln County or a Southern Sioux Metro bus tour in August, and we had folks, same thing, on a charter bus, going around checking out Lenox and T and Centerville and Harrisburg and Canton. Made them go shop Main Street, Centerville, and see all the stuff that's happening there too. And
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm sure those communities appreciate that as well. I mean, obviously, it's why you guys do it, but it just gets more and more people out and about seeing some of the cool stuff that's going on.
Yeah. I mean, we're the state's largest regional nonprofit economic development group. And so that nonprofit mission is really what strikes home for me is, we don't get a commission for deals that get landed. We're doing it for the good of these communities. And that's why they're members of our organization.
Right. And it's really cool, too, to just be in the same room as all those people at once, too. Same thing with the South Dakota Summit that we just went to. Like, because I was just talking to Centerville about their upcoming, they had that really fun holiday event. They call it, like, the Hallmark Channel event.
Oh, yeah.
And I went last year, and it literally is, like, you're in a Hallmark movie. Oh, my gosh, we should go and, like, do, like, a fake commercial.
We should.
As, like, a Hallmark movie in Centerville.
That'd be good news.
We need to do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then they have a haunted house, too.
Okay. I didn't know about the haunted house.
It's like adorable during the day and terrifying at night.
Sounds like it.
I brought my 5-year-old into the haunted house and didn't know it was terrifying. And he screamed so loud that all the actors stopped acting. And they were like, hey, buddy. Because it was like, he still talks about it. They had like wolf masks on.
They probably give him a job.
Yeah.
Screaming.
I mean, right?
Yeah.
Just record it and terrify everybody. But no, it's really a really cool event. But yeah, just everything. It's so cool to see the growth. Like Del Rapids, the growth there.
Oh yeah.
Hartford. It's just lots going on.
Yeah, Brandon, T, Lennox.
T's blowing up.
Yeah. Harrisburg too. I mean, Harrisburg and Box Elder are going. They're fighting, duking it out to see what's the fastest growing community in the state.
Right.
All that stuff that's happening there. Yeah, T too is another big one. Crooks, all of them. They're all just kind of growing at different stages, which is nice. We have in our 16 members, we have some that as small as 600 population all the way to 12,000 population and growing. So it's quite the range. Yeah.
So then, how does that go? Like, say, because I was talking to Hartford the other day, and they're trying to get more businesses there. Are they working with you on that kind of stuff, trying to get advice on how to bring businesses in? Because they said they're doing great on housing. It's just getting more.
Yeah, some manufacturing. They have a lot of hidden gems, too. We talk about the hidden gems in the Sioux Metro. And, just trying to help find them and elevate them and tell those stories, and then promoting and advocating for our communities. So out of the 16, some of them, nearly half of them have an economic development board, which is typically business leaders in the community or bankers or city leaders that are serving in a volunteer capacity. And then some of the communities have a full-time staff person. So like in Hartford, Amy Farr is their economic development person, Jeffrey Tanner down in Canton, different folks like that. So we'll work hand in hand with them and be another tool in the toolbox. Otherwise, in other communities that don't have an economic development board or don't have an economic development director, we're helping run down those leads and helping follow through. So again, we really try to tailor our services and our experience and what we can do to the community.
Right.
Canton's a cool town. Just a quick shout out to them. I spent a bit of time going through Canton.
Is Canton the one that has the reenactments?
Worthing. Well, I guess it depends on reenactments.
Canton have like some military situation?
Like Civil War days or something like that?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to one of those.
Worthing, I was thinking the Old Town Theater, which the next season just launched on the Old Town Diner.
That. That's one of my favorite. I love that about South Dakota, Old Town. And it's so fun too to volunteer.
Yep.
And you still get all the food, and you can like fake bartend. And by bartend, you just open cans because they don't have like mixed drinks and stuff. Yeah. So it's a hoot.
You get to wear like the old timey, the old get up. I ended up on accidentally. They do like it during the summertime on Saturday evenings. They do like a car kind of rally, like car show type of thing down in Canton, like downtown. I accidentally ended up. So I'm leaving. There's a range down just outside of Canton that's like a private facility, and it's really nice. And I spent a lot of time down there, and I was leaving it, and I kind of ended up inadvertently I was like, man, there's a lot of traffic. A lot of people tearing around in hot rods. What's going on? And like everyone's going super slow, and all of a sudden I'm driving through Canton, right? So I'm driving west to go up to trying to hit like 115 to go north, and there's families lined up in their chairs, all these old hot rods and these nice motors, and it's like me and my Acura, like my little crossover SUV, just like waving to people, like,
just snuck into the car show.
Yeah, just snuck into the car show for some reason. Yeah, what is that? Like, oh wow, 2017 Acura, click. Like, no one's that excited about it.
You didn't rev it up or anything?
No, that thing it would get quieter. It would slow down if I press on the gas. There's like a hamster in there on a rubber band or something.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time though.
Yeah, we've been helping a lot of groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings in these communities. There's been a lot of activities. There's more coming up too.
Very cool.
So it's business and housing and everything is still growing and happening. Lennox, same thing.
Right, like the baseball field in Del Rapids. We went to that to film it. That was super cool.
Yeah,
it's like out of a movie. It was gorgeous, just gorgeous. What was your day-to-day like?
Every day's different, and that's what I love about it too. Like I said, we're a lean, mean team of 5, and every day is different. We're in the community doing outreach, checking in on businesses, working with mayors, going in front of city councils or county commissions, meeting with businesses, working with governor's office economic development staff, you name it. It's just something different every day, which is good.
So like, is it, how do I put this? Like, do people ever get like, you're not paying enough attention to me? Like,
oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
Like, what about Lennox? What about blank? You know?
It's so like another big project, not super sexy, but wastewater regionalization project. We had been working on it in concept for over 3 years. Got a $23 million grant, kind of awarded from Congress, which is kind of unheard of, to really tie in for the growth needs for the infrastructure and utilities for some Minnehaha County communities: Hartford, Colton, Crooks, Lyons Township, all that kind of stuff. And then got some calls from some Lincoln County communities like, "Hey, do you not care about us anymore?" I'm like, "Well, hold on, we got to celebrate this win too."
Yeah.
So,
right.
But overall, I thought going into this job it was going to be how do you not play favorites and how do you, battle that kind of stuff too. But really, it's we get folks together. So like when I saw you this week, those monthly meetings of getting our board together, every community sends a rep.
Oh, cool.
And sometimes it's a mayor, sometimes it's a city councilor, sometimes it's the economic development person in that community. And so just strength in numbers, right? Working together as a region, knowing that the rising tide lifts all boats.
Right.
That's the beauty of it too, which is really good. I do a monthly meeting with the mayors. We get all 16 of our member community mayors together. Mayor Paul gets a free invite to come
Nice.
crash that and stuff too. Because again, I mean, it's Sioux Falls wouldn't be the community as strong as it is if it wasn't for the surrounding towns, and vice versa. So
Right.
we all kind of need each other and got to figure it out together.
And that's so nice to be like each other's sounding board. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
and when you get folks together, you can find efficiencies. You can find best practices. You can vent about how do you guys handle this,
Right.
and what are you doing to tackle this? And they can find things from each other and just kind of be a resource to each other. We talk about our organization and our team being a resource.
Yeah.
And, if we don't have the answers, we have somebody within our network that does, and we'll get you in touch and we're going to figure it out. We'd like
Right.
to problem solve and help grow.
What other events do you have? Because you have a conference and you also have a golf tournament.
Correct. Yeah. So in addition to the day-to-day and the monthly meetings, we have our annual meeting in March. We do our Minnehaha bus tour in May. We do our Gold Shovel Golf Classic golf outing in June. Rotate that throughout the metro area,
So
too.
if you win, do you get a gold shovel?
You do, yeah.
Wow.
And usually a team of 4, yeah. If you're good at golf.
I'm not.
Well, you can help
But
hand them
I'll
out,
watch.
maybe. Yeah, we can have you come and hand them out or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so the Golf Classic in June, that one's kind of unique because any event that we do, it's an opportunity to exchange business cards and make new deals and make new friendships. And that's what I love about it. I had been attending these events as an attendee before I got the opportunity to work for SMGA, and so I've been a fan of it before. So we're just running with that some more.
Right.
Like I said, we do our bus tour in August as well for the southern territory of our community. And then in September, this year, we just launched our first ever Clay Classic, which was a sporting clay tournament out at Hunters Point in Humboldt.
Oh, fun.
And so beautiful weather, got folks out there to kind of target practice, kind of leading up to hunting season. Great event. And then we have in the winter, we do our Growth Summit. It's a subject matter conference, gets folks together from all over the state. Last year was a 2-day conference on housing. This year we're doing a 1-day conference on water. Trying to do a past, present, future, trying to get legislators there, trying to get anybody who cares about growth. Because I think there's not enough people that know when I turn on the faucet and the water gets there, how did it get there, right? And what's the history of that? And there's a lot to it and a lot of, a lot of efforts. And so we got to know where we were, where we're at, and if we want to keep growing as a community and as a region, how do we get access to more water, and how do you do that? So that's what we're going to focus on.
We all need to hydrate.
You got to stay hydrated. Yeah, you're doing a good job.
Yeah. I don't know for hydrating, but
Yeah.
you sure are filling up.
Most of it's water. I know you'd have at least 2.
Yeah.
So.
I always try to.
But no, this isn't the kind of water you get out of. This is sparkling water. But we just opened up a facility in Meckling.
Okay. Yeah.
And just even down there, like rural county water, like Clay, I think it's Clay County, right?
Yep.
Or that we're in. It's kind of a feat. Like it's a massive feat when you think about I'm miles and miles away from any other major thing, and we still get the ability to.
Yeah, and that's not true.
And you've got water
everywhere else in the country, everywhere else in the world too. And so, how do you not take that for granted? But how do you leverage that? And again, we'll have businesses that reach out to us directly and say, hey, we want to relocate because we like South Dakota.
Yeah.
We want to get out of our state for the business climate, political climate, tax climate, whatever it may be. We want to relocate to the area. We want to be in the Sioux Falls metro area. We don't need to be in downtown Sioux Falls. But what do you have?
Yeah.
And so we can go
water.
We can go to our communities and kind of do the process of elimination and narrow it down.
Yeah.
And see what do you have for land? What do you have for water capacity? What do you have for wastewater capacity and electrical?
What do you think about water?
Water. Sir, you live in a landlocked state. Yeah, but we've got water.
We've got it, baby.
Yeah. Did you start doing a weird voice? What are you doing? Good. Just imagine.
Do you know the date yet on that?
Yeah, so our Growth Summit is coming up December 10th. Tuesday,
December
December 10th in Sioux Falls. We're going to be getting the word out on that too, and kind of open. We'll be selling tickets. At
You know
low
where in
cost.
Sioux Falls?
Yep, Sanford Event Barn. So we're going to be hosting.
I've never been there. How is that?
Well, you're going to have to come. You have to
Well,
come check
then
it
I'll
out.
come see it.
Yeah, we'll send you the
Yeah.
invite. Yeah,
Do
that'll
it.
be good.
I dare you. Well, real quick before we go on to a game, what is a goal you have for the next year?
Ooh.
Oh, man. Keep moving the needle. Just keep getting the word out about what we do and how we're here to help all of our communities and other communities, too, that are maybe not members yet. And just see what we can do to keep the quality of life high, keep the business good, and keep the families happy, and keep housing stock going.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep working.
And so if a community wants to get more information,
Yeah.
what should they do?
Easiest spot would be go to our website, SiouxMetro.com. We're the Sioux Metro Growth Alliance. We got our contact info, phone numbers, some info and material on there.
Sweet.
Yeah, just have people reach out, and we're here to help.
Your horoscopes.
I don't know if we have that yet. We could probably add that, but
I would like that.
Social security numbers, blood type.
see again, if,
Social Security, that'd be great.
if we don't have it, we know people that do, so we'll figure it out.
There you go.
There you go. Well, do you want to lead the game
Are
here?
we doing a game?
Yeah, we're going to do a game. Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
Game?
We'll see.
It's crisis response.
Oh, interesting.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, and you don't have a choice because you're on the podcast already,
You will accept it.
is to respond to a sudden economic crisis scenario. You'll be read the urgent scenario and must quickly develop a response that abides by Sioux Metro's mission, which is to stimulate, sustain, and support the economic growth of communities, businesses, and general stakeholders. There are 4 scenarios.
Oh, man.
Scenario 1. A natural disaster hits the city. A massive flood has hit the region, destroying homes, local businesses, and critical infrastructure. Many residents are displaced, and small businesses are struggling to recover. Without quick and, I'm going to add, decisive action, the local economy could spiral into a long-term depression. Is there something funny about a long-term depression,
no,
Alana?
Not at all.
Is there something funny about quick and slow and indecisive action?
I love doom.
I love doing it. What are you laughing about? This one hits close to home because we've seen this, not directly in our region or where the Metro Growth Alliance impacts, but our neighbors over across the border in Iowa.
I think it's just because you said spiral.
Spiraling into a long-term depression. I just thought, I don't know if there was something funny about economic depression that you wanted to share with our listeners.
All right, what would you do?
I don't know. I feel like you probably left the faucet on and caused all this flooding or something. It sounds like.
She's like, we're talking about water.
I'm like, it worked, didn't it?
Well, for starters, figure out who the incident commander is, kind of find out what's going on and what plans are in place. This is such a critical thing. You never know when disasters are going to strike. It's kind of relevant, too. So you mentioned, our friends in Iowa. Canton, South Dakota experienced, I think it was 18 inches of rain in like 2 to 3 days, which is a summer's worth of rain in such a short amount of time. Fortunately, they got through that as good as they could. Certainly a lot of flooded basements and that kind of thing. But plays really well. What we're doing now, so to kind of answer the question, we are teaming up with the right folks. There's an emergency management summit that we're going to do next month. It's so important to have plans in place,
right?
And to be able to go through that planning process to know who's calling the shots when and what dominoes need to fall first to get help. Most people think FEMA right away. FEMA will tell you they are recovery. They're after the fact. They're post-disaster. And so knowing, well, who do I call and when? If it's big enough, you need the National Guard. Yeah. Who do you have to call to get that and make that request? They can't just come on their own, right?
There's not a button you hit.
No, there's no easy button. There is no easy button. So talking it out and knowing kind of who's in control and calling the shots and what needs to happen when, we're trying to work on that.
That's great. You're doing that.
Yeah, I didn't know you were gonna throw that crisis at me.
Oh no, it gets worse.
He's like, I'm already prepared.
It gets
I would
worse.
even say too, like activating the community. Like we saw a bunch of people outpour just time, support, effort, help. Like.
I gotta give a shout out on that if I can.
Yeah.
So Nate Vanderplatz, we work closely with him. He's the city administrator down in Lenox. When all that rain and stuff was happening in Lenox too, there's a photo on his Facebook he got tagged in it. Yeah. It was his wedding anniversary. He's out there in full blown rain boots helping drain this flooding stuff to get their storm drains going and stuff like that too.
I'm sure his wife was all. That's kind of hot. You know what I'm saying? So she's probably
doing just fine.
Doing just great.
Yeah, he's out there. But that is what it takes, I think, is like people getting out there with their boats. Like, we've seen it countless times where there's been like massive flooding in certain communities. Like obviously the Katrina thing, where there's like folks locally having to pull resources, like get your stuff, get your boats, come out.
It's all about helping your neighbors.
Yep. I remember when we had the tornado go down. Like it came through town, right?
That was nuts.
18, 19.
Yeah.
I just remember like getting a phone call from a buddy and. He's like, hey, I got some chainsaws. You want to come chop tree? And we just spent kind of an afternoon and a weekend going through.
Oh, that was wild when the whole city just sounded like chainsaws.
Yeah, we were just cutting up trees in the neighborhood. He lives on like down by Augie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like just going through the neighborhood and like that's what it takes.
With the deratios.
We're is that how you say that?
Deratio, yeah.
Deratio?
Well, see, there's all these weather events that we didn't know about before.
Right. I was like,
deratio.
I've been over here saying it wrong. That's why, I was like, deratio?
Who's deratio?
Well, you can call him whatever you want.
Not being a born and raised South Dakotan, it's like I bumped into somebody whose last name was Miles. But like from where my part of the country, I was like, oh, Milas? And they're like, it's Miles. And I was like, got it. So yeah, deratio. I'm gonna log that.
Let's go to scenario 2.
Oh man,
this one is a deratio. No, it's not. This is a population boom.
Okay.
Your small town has seen an unexpected influx of 10,000 new residents. Jesus, right. Over the last 6 months, driven by a nearby city's housing crisis. The town's infrastructure, schools, and healthcare systems are overwhelmed, and housing prices are skyrocketing. If unaddressed, this growth could lead to social unrest and economic strain.
But what'd you do?
Well, I would probably call up Sioux Metro and have them send in their superheroes. It comes down to, I'd say, communication and regionalization. You got to get folks together to talk it out and plan it out and figure out who's got the resources to help fill in. How do we tackle this stuff? You got to plan ahead, but Some communities, it's slow, gradual growth. Some, like Harrisburg, are exploding overnight. And what do you do to plan it out as best you can? Work together.
Work together.
That's a
Work
lot.
together.
That's an insane. I don't think people realize 10,000 people in 6 months is insane.
They say in the next 25 years, Harrisburg will be about 40,000 people.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
Because that'll mean like from like, I don't know, all the way up here, all the way through past Harrisburg is going to be filled in. Because now it's like there's a little bit of that gap. You get to like 85th down to like the rest of it. That's all going to get filled in.
Yeah. The beauty is that everybody right now, we have really good leaders in the region, both in Sioux Falls and in the Sioux Metro communities, to where they're all talking and we're communicating, we're working together so that you can plan ahead. And I mean, this 85th Street interchange, T and Sioux Falls are that's a collaboration between county, both cities, private. And once that opens up, I mean, it's going to be you're basically going to connect T and Sioux Falls.
Yeah, which is important.
Yeah.
Because you need to, especially as people commute, as businesses grow.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, so I can get to Squealers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So
get up on the roof, get some barbecue, right? Is that
get
the place?
some barbecue. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love that place.
Good thing they put that 4-lane in there, right? Exactly. Make it quick.
Make it real quick.
So, population boom. We would collaborate. We'd talk it out. There's not a great short-term solution to that because that seems like a long-term problem. I would also want to know what other dominoes fell somewhere.
For the deratio.
For the deratio. All right. Scenario number 3. This one's interesting. Nothing like tuning into the 605 show and getting mini doomsday scenarios. Tourism industry collapse. The local economy is heavily reliant on tourism, but due to a global economic downturn, that'll never happen. Right.
Just start.
Global economic. All right. Due to a global economic downturn and travel restrictions, tourism has dropped by 80%. Hotels, restaurants, and entertainment venues are shutting down, and many workers are being laid off. Tyler, save us.
Well,
that wouldn't happen here.
Wouldn't happen here because we like our freedom. Personal responsibility, make your own decisions.
It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening.
The beauty of the Sioux Metro and of South Dakota is the diversity that we have, not only in our people, but in our businesses and activities and economy. That's saved us before, knock on wood, and hopefully that keeps it that way. It's, again, part of that is the intentional growth. When we talk about growth, it's not just growth for the sake of growing. It's intentional and managed growth. And part of that is making sure you have diversity.
Right. Well, there you go.
How do you like that?
You solved that. Yeah. Boom, scenario 3.
Not too bad.
80% drop, though, is going to be a lot.
That's big.
It sucks.
Kick in the dick.
It is really much. It's a deratio.
You like that word now.
I'm just
now that you know how to say it.
I'm trying to burn reps. I'm trying to get good reps so it doesn't happen again. That one's rough. That one, that's a rough one. Here we go. Scenario 4, severe housing shortage. The city's experienced steady job growth, very similar to an actual reality that we're in, but housing development hasn't kept pace. Also, eerily similar to a situation we're getting in. There's now a severe housing shortage with rent and home prices soaring. Many middle-income and lower-income families are struggling to find affordable housing, and homelessness is on the rise.
Do you guys have the answer on that sheet?
What are you going to do?
Do you have the
it's right
do you
here
have the answers
in
on the back upside down?
10-point font.
It just says stare at Tyler
menacingly.
On the next episode, we'll tell you the answers.
Yeah, tune in next time.
Childcare, workforce, and housing are the big 3, and that's an issue. If we could figure this out and we had the answer, I don't know if I'd advertise it yet because I'd want to go trademark it and stuff first.
Yeah, no, you would never hear from me
Well,
again.
it's kind of exactly what we were just talking about with Hartford.
Yeah.
It's like they're doing great with housing, but they need the businesses to help keep people there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you think of how much, home values have increased and rental values have increased and the inflationary pressures and all that stuff too. From my statewide lens, we've, the legislature and the state kind of rolled out a $200 million program to help incentivize developers to promote affordable housing through the housing infrastructure program. And so a lot of our communities have leveraged that to acquire land and put in the roads and the utilities that you need to keep lot prices as low as you can to spur some of that affordable housing to increase the supply, increase the inventory. We just broke ground on an 18-lot development in Salem, first housing development in a long time. Del Rapids has some underway. Canton, like I said, they got a significant grant.
More like Can.
Yeah, Can.
Nice.
Canton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, so working on that. We'll see. But
So yeah, there is no right answer.
No, I think they're not, and it doesn't. Just because something's not incredibly complex doesn't mean it's easy. Does that make sense? Like simple doesn't mean easy.
yeah,
Like a lot of answers can be simple conceptually.
Childcare is even more complicated.
I know.
I shouldn't just throw myself out there like that with
Yeah.
like, oh, how about number 5, doomsday scenario number 5.
I know.
Yeah, that was hard, and these are interesting topics. Like, but I think
it's still happening. Like my daycare had just shut down like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So in mine, I got 3. I'll have 3 little kids here, all under 5. And so we're going to have a tough year. I don't want to wish time away, but I'm looking forward to kindergarten too. So we don't have to pay three there for too long. But
I imagine it's a balance.
But we also, we're also seeing some success in some communities. In Crooks, we just had a ribbon cutting on a child care facility last Saturday.
Awesome.
And that's the first time they've expanded that child care center in 21 years. A capacity for 77 kids right now, and they can go up to 120 if they have the staffing for it. They have the facility for it now.
Good.
And that took grants, and that took a community coming together and fundraising.
Yeah.
And so, again, like kind of the answer to all your scenarios there is you got to work together. We got to work together. We got to regionalize. We got to find a way to get things done for the good of all.
Well, that's something I was going to say. You just said it. It's a through line. It's the community aspect. I think it's one of the things that makes South Dakota great is like we still have a very much like, even in our biggest cities, like Sioux Falls, Rapid, like there's still a kind of a communal approach. Like we know our success is dependent on each other.
We're like a big small town.
Yep, little city, big town, right?
Yeah.
That same idea, and like that's the thing that people don't like. There's not a silver bullet to any of this stuff. A lot of these things happen like to get through a natural disaster. That work happens today, right now. Like we don't know when the next one's coming.
Yep.
But we know it's coming.
Yeah.
Like you don't know when none of these things are like. But we've seen all these in the past. We will see all these in the future. The only thing that we can do is start now.
Yep.
Build relationships, do the work you guys are doing, lay the groundwork for some of these things, and that's it.
And we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Thanks for putting up with our scenarios.
I wasn't prepared, but that's okay. But you need to be as prepared as you can.
You got to be as prepared as you can. You know what I mean?
Number
You gotta be
5,
prepared
you're
as
not
you can.
leaving.
Yeah, scenario 5. You're in a podcast studio. You cannot get out.
Grab the rope.
No.
But anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
One more time, plug your website and where people can follow you.
Yeah, Sioux Metro Growth Alliance. Go to www.siouxmetro.com. Check us out.
Boom.
SiouxMetro.com. You heard it here first, folks.
You heard it here first for the very first time ever.
Anything else?
No, I got nothing. So cheers to another.
This is a good show. This went by very quick. If you're listening, start watching. Go check out YouTube. Go check out some of the other places. Go check out the IG where some of these
Check it out.
reels end up.
Yeah.
Trailman, man, let's go. You are now rocking with the. You are now you're rocking with the best. You are now